Hi, in this video I'm going to show you how to make a beautiful silk bowl. I've got a selection here to show you the sort of thing that you could do. They're all different shapes because you're going to need a plastic bowl as a mould, and these are all from different size plastic bowls. This is a silk bowl that I've made, and you can see the inside's shiny and the outside is more rough. It's got lovely texture, and I've added some threads on as well. This is a silk bowl where I've made it and I deliberately wanted the edge to be a bit uneven, but when I'd finished it, because it is, although it's quite rigid, it is quite thin, then I've stitched into it afterwards. You don't have to do that, but if you want to add a little bit of texture, it's quite a nice thing to do. It's a good idea to pierce the holes first and then stitch. This is another one that I've stitched and I've used different coloured threads. These two were both used the Christmas pudding or sponge pudding plastic bowls, so it doesn't have to be a big one. It's quite nice to put a little tea light inside, but don't use a naked flame. This is one of those battery operated ones. And finally, this one is a little bit more elaborate because on the inside I've also sewn in some beads and some stitch and put some handmade paper in. Again, you don't have to do that. You could just make your silk bowl and it will still look beautiful. When you've made your silk bowl, remember, don't put a naked flame in, and don't put water in them. They're not like a vase, it will disintegrate. So I'm going to show you now how to make it using the kit that you may have bought some on the surface. So this was the kit, and inside we've provided a plastic bowl. If you want to use your own bowl, that's fine. Don't use a glass one, it has to be plastic, because if you use glass it won't come off, it will stick to it. There's some white CMC paste, which is a bit like wallpaper paste, but it doesn't have the fungicide in that you get from wallpaper paste. Then there's the set of instructions inside, and then finally your beautiful silk. So first of all, I'm going to show you how to make the paste. You need to make the paste well in advance. It's a good idea to make it 1 or 2 hours before you actually start to make your bowl. I actually make it the day before, and it will keep, if you put it in the fridge, it will keep for a week, so you don't have to use it straight away. Now, we've been quite generous with the amount of paste we've given you, and it does say on the packet it will make up a pint. For a bowl this size, you don't really need to make up a pint. So I'm going to show you how to make one with half a pint or 250 mils of water, and then you'll need a whisk, and you're going to have about a heaped teaspoonful of the paste, and you're going to gradually sprinkle it in. Don't put it all in at one go, and you're going to gradually put the paste in, and you're going to vigorously whisk it. It will go lumpy, but don't worry about that. Keep whisking. Whisk it for 5 to 10 minutes and then leave it to stand. When you've finished, you will have a transparent, quite thick paste. If it feels a bit thick, you can add a little bit more water, but whatever you do, don't make it runny. It's best to have it quite thick. Then what you're going to do is you're going to need your bowl and your silk. Now, before you start getting messy, it's very important that you break up the silk, because it often comes in these long, thin strands. You need to separate them. Just use your fingers to pull them apart, because that way you'll cover the surface area of the bowl much better. We've tried to think about the colours that you've got, so you've got a mixture of colours. Okay, so we're now going to put the silk on. The other thing that you might want to do is, you don't have to, is cut up some bits of thread and paste those on as well. Then you're going to apply the paste. You can use your fingers or you can use a brush. So you're going to apply it quite generously. You need plenty of paste, and you're going to cover the whole of the outside. And then you're going to start putting the layers of silk on over the top of each other. Then you're going to start getting your silk, and you need to open it up. Start from the base and work backwards. I like to use my fingers, but if you'd rather use your brush, that's fine. Just apply the paste on over the top. So this is all going on in layers. Start off doing quite a thin layer and then go back over the top of it. When you get to the edge, work up to the edge, but don't go over the top. Don't fold it over, otherwise you won't be able to pull it off. Don't worry if it looks a bit messy, it's going to look beautiful when it's finished. If you see any gaps, cover them up. Right, so when you've finished, smooth it all in. Make sure it's all sticking properly. I'm just going to add a few little gold threads here. You can see what it's going to look like from the inside. Now it's got a lot of paste on it. Now you've just got to be very patient and you've got to leave it to dry. If you've got a radiator, pop it on the radiator. If it's a sunny day, put it out in the sun, but just leave it to dry. Don't touch it. It's probably going to take 1, 2, maybe even 3 days to dry. And when it's completely dry, you'll be able to very gently peel it off the mould. If it's not dry, it will stick. So just wait for it to come off. So that's how to make a silk bowl. Thank you for watching. Bye.